Alright guys, let's talk chicken. Now I know we eat a lot of chicken, and we do because it's still affordable, isn't it? I remember when I was a kid, it wasn't affordable. You really couldn't get chicken unless, what was it? Unless one of the layers from your local chicken farm died. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about chicken today, and I've got a whole chicken over there, which I'm going to show you how to portion in a minute. But first of all, I just want to make a couple of marinades for my chicken. Now, this is a Japanese marinade, and pretty simple stuff. A couple of teaspoons of sake. Just get cooking sake, which is not terribly expensive, unless you happen to have some good stuff in your cupboard. 2 tablespoons of soy and 2 tablespoons of mirin, which is a Japanese rice wine. Now, this is a great marinade because it will actually tenderize anything. And to that we then add just a splash of sesame oil. Now always be careful with sesame oil because, you know, not a huge amount because it does take over. Also a little bit of honey, not too much because I don't want it too sweet. Just grab a whisk and whisk that up. Right, we'll just put that to the side. Another marinade, some fresh herbs. What I've got here is rosemary, thyme and parsley. Now don't put it all in there because I want some of it. So there's about 2 tablespoons of each because I want some of it actually for the salad that's going with this. And to that I then add a couple of cloves of garlic, also the juice of half a lemon, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, a good teaspoon of grain mustard. If you don't have grain, you could use normal, but grain works really well on this. And some salt. Put that to the side and let's start thinking about our chicken. So I've got a whole chicken over here and I've got a fresh board for it. Make sure you wash your hands, do all the things. One whole chicken. First of all, let's get the legs off, or the marinades they really are. So we just cut it like that, bend it back and cut it, see? Perfect. Now the other thing I'm going to tell you is don't throw any of the bones out. You can use the wings, of course. You can throw those in the marinade with the leg and the breast if you wanted to. Press that down. When I say press it down, smooth it down. Cut the wings off first. Now I sometimes just put the wings by themselves in the freezer, and when I've got enough to whip up a little bit of a chicken magic for me, I do that. So they come off. Once again, we smooth that down and we just cut to the side of the breastbone. So just down like that, and then like that, and just peel it back a bit and cut it in between where that bone is and just neaten it up a bit. And I'll just grab my marinade from over here. Now this is the herby one, and into that I'm putting one of those and one of those. We'll turn it around a few times, but at the moment we're just doing it like that. Then do the other side. When you do it, just be a little careful because what you want to do is cut it as close to the bone as possible so you don't end up with it all on the bone. Not that that matters too much. So that then goes over there, and that goes into the freezer in a freezer bag because wonderful for stock. Don't you dare waste any of the chicken. And that means bones, wings, the whole lot. This little back fillet, which I'm going to have for myself. And I've got that there. And I'm just going to neaten that up a bit. And I'm going to grab my steak hammer and I'm just going to batten this out so that it's of an even thickness so it cooks evenly. Now this is called a paillade, which means basically an even piece of anything. So you can do it with veal, you can do it with beef if you wanted to. But in this case, it's a paillade of chicken. And the reason I'm battening it out is, I'm sure you understand, is so that it cooks nice and evenly. That then goes into my Japanese marinade. Now this is a great way to make sure it cooks evenly, right? Grab that like that and just cut that right around, and then just, there we go, and just neaten that up. Just get rid of those sinews, and then we've got a nice piece ready to go. This is a chicken with 3 marinades. I bought an extra so that you'd know what I was doing because I'm going to make a curry and I need a couple of pieces, don't I? I have to be a bit generous. And when you buy a marinade by itself, you do get that extra bit of bone, which I don't want. So I'll take that off too. I'm just going to go and wash my hands, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, first of all, let's just whack this in. The oven preheated 180 degrees. You can put both of them in together and pour out all that marinade. Actually 200 degrees, I reckon. I'm changing my mind as I go along. I'll throw that in, leave that Japanese marinated one in the marinade. Just while I'm waiting for that to heat, I've got a couple of things. Now this is a nice little salad that's going to go with the breast, and it's got some radishes, Italian parsley, celery, spring onions, a few other little bits and pieces. My pineapple salsa, I've barbecued the pineapple, and of course it's got coriander, which I've just scattered everywhere, but we'll come back to those. Vegetable oil, about 1/4 of an onion, because we're only making one, and a decent bit of lemongrass. Now you know the story with lemongrass, don't you? You peel the outer pieces and you smash it just to get rid of that woody bit. Some grated ginger, quite a bit of ginger, just a clove of garlic, and then I've got some Thai curry paste, decent spoon of that, and just toast that. When you're using spices, always remember that you should toast them. You know, whether it be for an Indian curry or in this situation it's a Thai dish, even the curry paste, you toast them because it releases the aroma. And we put those thighs. So just toss that around until it gets some colour. All right, now that's got a little bit of colour there. Look, I don't want it well coloured. I just want it to take up that curry paste. And to that I then add a cup of chicken stock, just packets fine, a little can of coconut cream, a little bit of fish sauce. We can add some more fish sauce later on if need be. And you saw my little bit of palm sugar there. Some lime. Start off with a half a lime, and you know, you can always add more. You can always add more of these things if need be. A little bit of salt. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in that little fillet, and I'll pull that out when that's ready, and I'll eat it. So we turn that down and we simmer that very gently so that that liquid juices. First of all, let's just throw my paillard of Japanese chicken. Oh, I like that. It sounds fancy, doesn't it? Into a pan. You can do it on a grill, you can do it on your barbecue if you like. And we'll just add little by little some of that liquid. Let's have a look at the chicken that is in the oven. And my curry sounds like it's going at 100 miles an hour, so we better grab that. Looking rather good. Let's just have a taste of the sauce to see if we need to add in. Yeah, it's reduced that quite well, hasn't it? Now let's just have a taste, just in case it needs some more lime or some fish sauce. Or that does not need a bloody thing. That is beautiful. Just some chilli and some spring onion on top, and if you like, a couple of coriander sprigs. Actually, wouldn't be bad to put some coriander in that. Now, I've got what is called a board salad, and the reason it's called a board salad is because it's often actually tossed up on a board, but I haven't got a board, so I'm just going to have to make do. Now, I've got some herbs there still, which are the herbs that I did the marinade, so we'll throw a few of those. That's thyme, parsley, rosemary, a little bit of balsamic, and a little bit extra olive oil, and we'll just toss that up. So what I've got in there is celery, which I peeled. Always peel the celery, unless it's very, very young. And I've got some cherry tomatoes, some radishes, just all the nice salad ingredients. Our paillard's looking quite good, actually. I'll just turn it over once more. What we have here, some pineapple, which I've actually cooked on the grill. So it's got a bit of a smoky flavour. I've got some chilli in there, I've got some spring onion, I'm adding some lime, adding some orange. I'm having good fun here, aren't I? And a bit of vegetable oil. And we just toss that up. So that's got some nice citrus flavours in it. Just pour any juices over the top. When you're using soy for a dish like this, make sure you use a Japanese, which is lower in salt, because you might find that the Chinese is a bit salty. And then we add this lovely salsa, which is nice and fruity, and will go beautifully with that. Some creamed corn. I've used just canned corn, but you can use fresh, of course. The corn, I've just sautéed some corn and butter and smashed it a little bit with a potato masher. A little bit of Tabasco and some Parmesan. Not too much Parmesan, just a bit. Righty-ho, guys, we're looking pretty good here. I've got my Japanese marinated chicken paillard. I've also got marinated breast, which has that board salad with it. My creamed corn, to which I'll add a little bit of coriander because I'm being all fancy and because I've got some sitting there. 4 chicken dishes. And can I suggest something? Either some New Zealand Pinot, which is light and fresh and wonderful, or a big, bold Chardonnay. Now, cool climate, Red Hill Estate, Mornington Peninsula. So either of those would go brilliantly with the chicken. But my dear mate, Prentice, who is our wine guru, tells me what I should be serving with it is Blanc de Blanc champagne. Sorry, Neil, I haven't won Tats Lotto, so I can't afford that. So a good Chardonnay, good Pinot, bloody brilliant.